One of the ways I make more money in my reselling business is getting more eyes on the items that I have listed. And the way I do that is using a cross listing service called Nifty. So let's use today for example. Today's a Tuesday, and usually Tuesdays are pretty slow. Today I sold 8 items on eBay, 6 items on Poshmark, and 3 items on Depop. And I know a lot of you watching this video are probably watching it because you're interested in starting to cross list for the very first time. And let me tell you, Nifty makes it very, very easy to do so. So by using today, for example, I sold 17 total items. If I was only listing to eBay, I most likely would have only got those 8 items. Maybe one of those items that sold on Poshmark or Depop might have sold on eBay, but still, I would have not had 17 orders today unless I was cross-listing all of my inventory to multiple platforms. Now, I know a lot of you who have never cross-listed before couldn't imagine being able to take care of all of these multiple platforms all at once. On Poshmark, you got to share your listings. On Depop, eBay, Mercari, you got to delist and relist those items and keep track of what's delisted and relisted. On top of that, when you make sales, you got to keep all of the platform information, all the fees, everything. It becomes so confusing. And let me tell you, Nifty is not only a cross lister, but it also shares your Poshmark closet. It sends out offers on all the platforms for you. It relists the items for you. It keeps track of your sales analytics. It delists sold items for you, and it makes cross listing an absolute breeze. Now, before we go inside and I show you exactly how Nifty works, I wanted to say this. I've tried other cross listing services. Probably the one that you're using right now, if it's one of the bigger named ones, I've used it. I've been offered to push it. And the reason I push Nifty is because it is the best cross listing service out there. And if you're confused, I'm not using a different cross lister than I was using last year. Nifty just rebranded. It used to be called Auto Posture, and now they rebranded to Nifty. So don't be confused with that. I'm still using Auto Posture. It's just a different name. But trust me, when you guys see how good this service is, how much more simpler, how many more features it has than the other services have, you're going to want to sign up for it. So if you are interested, I'll put a link down below. That'll get you a 7-day free trial, or go to nifty.ai and use my code KWayShop. That'll get you 15% off your first month and that 7-day free trial. So feel free to try it for 7 days. If you like it, you'll get 15% off your first month with that code. So let's go ahead and head inside and I'll show you exactly how Nifty works. So before we get started, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this video up into segments. So that way, if you guys wanted to fast forward to a specific feature, you can feel free to do so. The first segment is going to be going over your account settings and your account setup. Second segment is going to be going over the automation tool, going through automation, showing exactly how that works. Third one is going to be cross listing. I'll be showing you guys how I list an item on eBay and put it right into Nifty. The last section we're going to go over is going to be the sales analytics tool, and then I'll cover pricing at the very end as well. So I'll put those timestamps in the description of the video on Facebook, and then on YouTube, I'll have them timestamped out so you guys can fast forward to whatever portion of the video that you want to get to. So you got Nifty, and the first thing you need to do is log into the platforms that you want Nifty to work with. So the way you do that is on the top right-hand corner, you click on your name, and then you go down to account. From here, very simple, you log in on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side, if you didn't want to log in, what you're going to do is download the Nifty Chrome extension. And what that's going to do is you're not going to give your sensitive passwords to Nifty. What you'll do is you'll log in on your browser, and then it'll prompt Nifty to basically log in for you. And then from there, you'll be able to do everything. So you need to decide what you want to do. Do you want to give your passwords to Nifty or not? Either way will work perfectly fine. Then what you're going to do is you're going to come over to settings. This is very important because I get this question almost weekly. How do I get Nifty to auto sales tech? I got the auto sales detection feature and it's not doing it. It's because you didn't turn it on. So you'll go over to settings down here under account, and then you turn on auto sales detection. The good thing about this is auto adjust quantity. So let's say you have 2 Burberry shirts, a quantity of 2 listed on eBay. Let's say you have 2 size large listed on eBay and then 2 size large listed on Poshmark. They're both under the same listing with a quantity of 2. And if you sold one of those on eBay, it will automatically adjust the quantity on Poshmark down for you. So I know there's other services that don't do that. If you have a quantity listing, you basically have to go in and edit it yourself. You don't have to worry about that with Nifty. It will automatically drop that quantity for you. Basically, like goes in and edits the listing and then relists it for you, which is amazing. Down here is all the AI generation stuff. I don't really use AI on Nifty, but if you want to be able to create listings right here on Nifty, basically you just put in the photos and Nifty creates the listing for you. This is where you'll do all that. You create your templates and everything so that way your listings look identical across all platforms. And then you have shipping preferences down here. Again, this is something I don't really deal with because I download all my listings over from eBay. But if you wanted to add certain shipping preferences within the platforms, you can do that right here. You can play around with it. But again, this is not something that I use. So I pretty much skip over this. You'll see that when I download one of my eBay listings later. So basically, once you've done that, you've set up your account, and now you're ready to go ahead and start using Nifty. So first thing we're going to do is go over the dashboard portion of Nifty. All right, let's talk about the dashboard, exactly what you get with all of the automation tools. I'm not going to go too in depth into the automation tools. I'm just going to talk a little bit about them and show you guys what my settings are set up like. Again, curate this however you want. By the way, this is all done without a computer running. So as soon as you set this, you can forget about it. And as long as your platforms are linked with Nifty, it will not make any mistakes. It'll keep sharing. It'll keep relisting. It'll keep sending offers for you. So with Poshmark, I'll go through my settings really quick. I have over 2,000 listings in my store. So I have mine set to share 4,000 items per day. And if you're new to Poshmark, what a share is basically sharing your listing with another user on Poshmark. And what that does is it pushes your item to the top of all search. So if you have a Lacoste shirt, you share it with somebody else. And that Lacoste shirt, now if you type in Lacoste size large shirt, yours will be near the top of search, if not at the very top of search. And a lot of people, when they search for items, they're only looking for those few top 5 to 10 items. So you get more of a chance of a sale if you are sharing consistently throughout the day. You also have community shares right here, which is basically the same thing. You're just sharing to a party or sharing it to a community within Poshmark. There's like a whole social media aspect to Poshmark. And then you have relists. So the reason relists are important on Poshmark is it puts you into the newly listed category. And again, a lot of people search for their listings just specifically in the newly listed spot. So if you're doing relists throughout the day, you're getting your items into that specific spot, which may give you more sales. And then over here, you have your daily schedule. You basically are telling Nifty exactly when you want them to do all of this sharing for you. So you set that up exactly how you want. Most people set theirs early morning and then late at night when people are usually at home. But again, set it exactly how you want. Now we do have an offers feature here on Nifty as well. You can send out offers, curate this however you want. I have mine set to 10% out offers. You can also send a shipping discount if you want. I don't have a shipping discount with mine, and I make mine wait 10 to 15 minutes. Now, the reason I make it wait that long is because if somebody just liked the item, there's a good chance that they might come in and buy it full price. If you send an offer too quick, you might lose out on a full price sale. So I set mine to wait a little bit longer for that. And then follows, if you're new to Poshmark as well, what follows does is usually when you follow somebody, they usually follow you back, and that builds up your account. The more follows you have, the more legitimate your account looks like. So if you want to set follows, feel free to do that. I don't really worry about that too much because I already have enough followers on my account. Now, the part that used to be Autoposher now is Nifty that sold me is the eBay integration. So eBay has a send offer feature. So does Mercari. So does Depop. They pretty much work all the same. So I'll just go over eBay for now. You can send out offers on eBay. It'll automatically do this for you. I have mine set to 10% on offers with a personal message. I feel like adding that personal message, basically telling the buyer like, hey, you better buy this now before somebody else does, will really entice them to buy. So feel free to put whatever message you want down below. Again, on Mercari, it's pretty much the same thing. You set your offer setting, and then also on Depop is basically the same thing. It looks identical to Mercari. Now, the recreates. What recreates is for eBay is basically it's ending the listing and creating a brand new listing for you, telling eBay that you just created a new listing, even though it was the same listing that hadn't sold for 30 days. Really important because that pushes you up near the top of search for that item. If your item sits too long on eBay, it becomes stale and it gets dropped in search slowly. But if you take that item and create a brand new listing with a brand new item ID, tells eBay like, hey, this is a brand new item. Let's push this and see if we can get any traction on it. So within the settings, you can set exactly how many relists you want per day. Basically, a relist happens when an item is about to end. So let's say your item is going to end on the 3rd. On the 2nd, Nifty will start relisting all the items that are about to end on the 3rd. So you're not getting any extra insertion fees because it was already going to be ended and relisted automatically on eBay on the 3rd. You're just basically doing it a day before and creating that brand new listing. So it gets you up to the top of search. It also does that on Mercari and Depop as well. Um, it's not as crazy as the eBay one. It's just basically ending your Mercari and Depop listing and then creating the same listing, which again pushes you up to the top of search. But that's what originally sold me on this program to begin with before I had the Crosslister, because that is very, very important with eBay. You don't have to worry about doing that yourself. Again, all these settings are set it and forget it. So basically just set your platform exactly how you want it to act, and Nifty will do the rest for you. Super, super crazy good. So if that didn't sell you already, let's go ahead and show you exactly how a cross list works on Nifty. All right, so we're on eBay right now. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to list this Ralph Lauren shirt right now so you guys can see exactly how we're going to download this into Nifty. So this might be a little bit longer of a little tutorial part right here, but that's listed right now. We brought it over, and now we're on the Nifty inventory page. So basically what this is doing is it's telling you where your items are listed, where it's available to be listed. All that information is right here for you. It also has like settings up here. So if you want to see if you have any duplicate listings, it'll tell you that. It'll see how many are delisted, how many are sold. All that good stuff is right here within the inventory feature. You can see 4,400 sold. So I can scroll through. If I sold something a month ago and I wanted to make sure that it was sold, I can scroll through and see exactly what sold. You can also search for certain things here too. So if I want to search for a carbon to cobalt sweater, I can type in carbon and it's going to pull all of those up for me. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring in that item that we just listed. I think I also had a return that I took back earlier today, so it might bring in the return as well. But what we're going to do, the first time you sync your listings in, you're going to do a full sync. I've already done a full sync a couple weeks ago, so I don't really need to do another one anytime soon. But every month you want to do a full sync just to make sure Nifty has all the available listings within it. So now we're going to do a quick sync. So this shouldn't take too long. We're just going to hit continue. And then what it's doing is it's reading over all the inventory on all of your platforms. So depending on how many you have hooked up is going to depend on how long this takes. Usually it takes anywhere from 10 seconds to 2 minutes. Again, it depends on how many platforms you have set up and how many listings you're looking to pull over to Nifty at that time. So as you can see, there was no cuts there. Didn't take long at all. I pulled in those 2 unique listings, which basically was these jeans got sold and then returned. So I just relisted these a little bit ago before I started doing this video. And there is that Ralph Lauren shirt. So once you've brought this over, you are ready to cross list. So we're going to cross list this Ralph Lauren shirt over to Poshmark, over to Mercari, and over to Depop. I'm going to show you how easy this is. Now, each time you cross list, that counts as 1 credit. So remember that depending on the plan you get, it will depend on how many credits you have. The reason I actually import from eBay is because that does not take up any of my credits. So that's like a little hack for you guys. I don't list within Nifty, because every time you list anything, if you create your listing within Nifty and then you go ahead and list it on all the platforms, you're using 4 credits in this case. If I do it on eBay first and I import it, I'm not using that extra credit for eBay. So it saves you that extra credit. Little hack for you guys. Let's go ahead and cross list over to Poshmark really quick. As you can see, it brought in all of my information over from eBay. It even brought over my custom SKU, which is exactly how much I paid for this item. We're going to scroll down and it has all of my information incorrectly. This is a men's XLT. It even brought in XLT over here to Poshmark. So brought in everything I need. We're going to go ahead and cross list. Usually I don't even look at this. I just scroll to the bottom really quick, make sure all that bottom information is good, and then we cross list. So boom, that's listed over to Poshmark. Now let's go ahead and do Depop really quick. Depop, we're going to scroll down. I don't think Depop has XLT. They just have men's XL. So we're going to leave that the same. I have it in my title, so we don't have to worry about it. That's not a Nifty issue. That's actually a Depop issue that they don't have XLT as a size. But everything else looks perfect. You have your parcel size down here. If you're a Depop seller, you understand what that means. If you don't, then what you can do is you can just look. See, has shirts for around 12 ounces. Will ship out for $6.39. If your item is less than that, you'll use the lesser amount. So that's how Depop does their shipping. So we're going to cross list this one over to Depop. Super simple. Boom. That's cross listed. If I went to Depop right now, it would be on the platform. It's done. It's on the platform. It's not like it's in queue or anything like that. It's ready to be purchased by another buyer. And then we're going to list this to Mercari really quick. Again, Mercari does have tall XL. Okay, cool. So tall Excel, everything is set up here, looks perfect. Again, all of my information is the same exact information that came over from eBay. And then we're just going to hit list to Mercari, and that one is completely done. So we listed that item. If I wasn't talking at all, we probably could have got that done in less than 30 seconds to move one item. Actually, it would have, let's say a minute, because I downloaded the listing too. So for 1 minute to cross list those items to 4 platforms, and then another 15 to 30 seconds to cross list this one to the other 3 platforms as well. That's how easy it is to cross list with Nifty. Super duper easy. And if you're just bringing your listings over the first time, I know Vendu does it a little different, where you have to like basically tell Vendu what you want to put in your inventory, and that counts as like bringing those items in. With Nifty, if you had all, let's say I have 2,699 listings on eBay and 2,699 listings on Poshmark, and I just want to bring those items to Depop and Mercari, when I hit the import button, it will bring in all of the listings together. You don't have to like tell it which ones you want to bring in. It does it all for you. So really, really easy to use, the easiest to use out of all platforms. I would say, from my experience from using all the platforms myself. So hopefully you guys like that. Let's go ahead and show you exactly how the analytics tool works now. So here we are at the sales analytics tool, probably my favorite feature with Nifty. Basically what it's doing is it's pulling in all of your fees, your prices you sold your items for, everything. And it's going to give you your profit and loss. You only have to add very few information to Nifty on this page to actually give you your accurate profit and loss. And I'll go over that in just a second. Now, earlier in the video, I said I sold 17 items today. Today is the 4th. So if you scroll down to the bottom, as you can see, starting right here on the 4th, I sold a pair of Peter Millar pants on eBay. We have some more eBay sales here. We have a Poshmark order. We have those 3 Depop orders. They came in back to back to back, and then so on and so forth. During this video, I actually sold another item while I was making the video. So that is my 18th sale today, which is really, really good. So downloads all of your information in for you. The only thing it doesn't download in right away is your shipping for eBay. Obviously, it's going to download in all of your shipping collected, your fees, your promoted fees. That's all gets put in, but it doesn't put in your shipping. And that's because I haven't shipped the item yet. It can't bring in that information if I haven't done it yet. So that'll come in later. And the way I bring that in is you're going to hit the import button on the right-hand side and then just pick a bunch of random dates. It'll import all that information for you, and then it'll fill out this line. If we scroll down here near the bottom, you can see here's an eBay sale that it brought in that shipping cost. Now, the only other thing it won't bring in unless you tell it to bring it in is going to be your cost of goods. You do that when you are first listing your item within Nifty. So if we go over to an inventory, and then let's say this Ralph Lauren shirt, we can edit this, and we can actually bulk edit this. I didn't show this earlier. We can bulk edit this item, and you see how my cost of goods says 0. I just have it in my custom SKU. So when this item sells, if I want my cost of goods to come in when the item sells, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and put that in right there, and then I'll come down to the bottom and edit it. And again, this is the bulk editing feature. So if you ever made a mistake on, let's say, Mercari or Poshmark, you can come back in here and edit it yourself. Super easy to do, and you see all the platforms all at once. I didn't show that earlier, but now you guys are seeing it. So I'll hit update on this item, and now if that item sold, my cost of goods would come in properly. The way I do it, I don't really worry too much about doing it this way, because what I do is I come over, it's now lagging. I come over and I put that information in afterwards. So back to inventory, and we're going to go over to my analytics tool. And for this item right here, I paid $13.38 for it because it's in my custom SKU. If I wanted to bring that over to my cost of goods, all I would have to do is just click on this and then, click on this up here and then hit cost of goods 13.38. And then as soon as I click off that and hit save, it's going to adjust my profit and loss for that item. So do it either way. You can either put it in when you're listing the item or put it in afterwards. But that's how you add your cost of goods. If for whatever reason you needed to add something else like a shipping expense in here, let's say you shipped a big item and the box cost you $10 and you wanted to make sure you put that in here the same way. So you'd put in 10 there, and then you would hit save. You click off of it and hit save, and then it would adjust your profit and loss again. So really, really cool way of keeping track of your numbers. At the end of the year, basically what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and give this to my tax advisor. I'll be able to export the whole thing, all the information for the whole year, bring it over to my tax advisor. It gives them the accurate profit and loss for my year. Also, it has insights. So you can see exactly your numbers you're doing month to month, quarter to quarter for the whole entire year. All of that information will be tracked all the way throughout the year. You can also see exactly how many sales you have on each platform. As you can see, eBay is king. It's dominating the other platforms right now. Average sales price is up here. Your average order profit, all that good stuff is shown here for you. And then more graphs down here. It even tells you your top selling brands, so you can really focus on picking up more of those brands that are selling for you. And then down here, you have your top categories as well. Now, you also have an expenses tab. I haven't filled mine out for this year, but basically you can add expenses in here. So let's say you booked a trip and to go source some inventory and the hotel cost you $500. You can add that expense right in here and it'll keep track of that as well for you. So you can have an entire expense tab built out for Nifty. And then again, when you export this information at the end of the year, you'll be able to give that to your tax advisor with all of that information. It'll be seamless for them to do your taxes because it'll have all of your expenses broken down line by line for them. And then if they have any questions, they can always come back to you and ask. But really, really simple way of keeping up with your profit and loss. Don't have to use a spreadsheet anymore for any of these platforms. If you do have, like I sell on Whatnot, I'm still going to have to keep a small spreadsheet for that. But everything else I'll be able to keep right here within Nifty, which is amazing. I love it. I love that I don't have to put in numbers every single morning. I just have to go in here and add some cost of goods, and then I'm done. So hopefully you guys like that tutorial. We'll get into pricing now. I'll show you exactly what plan you should go with depending on what features you want. So Nifty has 3 different plans. You have your automation, your cross listing, and your bundle plan. With the automation one, you're going to get your sharing, your delisting and relisting, your sending offers. That's what you're getting with the automation tool. If you just needed Poshmark or eBay only, that is going to be $25 a month. Now, keep in mind, if you choose the automation tool, you do not get sales detection. That is only with the Crosslister. So if you just wanted the Crosslister, just with the sales detection, you're going to go with the $39.99 a month plan. That's going to get you 750 credits. That also is going to get you 100 smart credits. I didn't really go into smart credits too much, but if you needed it to remove the background off an image for you or create an AI feature, create a description for you, that is what you're using a smart credit for. Down at the bottom, you can see that there is an ability to get more of those credits. So if you wanted 2,000 listing credits, that is going to be $59.99 a month. Let's say you have a store that is 2,000 listings and you're like, I need to move over all of my listings ASAP. What you can do is you can take advantage of my code and use that 15% off for the first month, get everything cross-listed, and then drop down to that $39.99 a month plan at the very top. That's like a little hack that I know some people have used before. So that's what you get with the cross-listing. And then if you wanted both the automation tool and the cross-lister and you wanted to save a little bit of money every month, you're going to go with the bundle plan. That is, again, going to get you 750 of those credits. If you needed more credits for your first month, you're going to go with the $89.99 a month plan. That's going to, again, get you the Crosslister, automation, and 2,000 listing credits with 500 smart credits all together in that bundle plan. So choose whichever one that will fit what you need. If you just need the automation, go with the automation. If you just need the cross listing, go with the cross listing. Or if you want everything all at once, which I know a lot of people do, you're going to go with that bundle plan. So that's it. I hope you guys like Nifty as much as I do. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments section below. And again, if you're interested in Nifty, you have that 7-day free trial by using code KWayShop. And then you also save 15% off your first month. Even if you use another service or if this is your first time trying a Crosslister, you might as well give it a shot. Bring over those listings, cross list a couple items, see if you like it, and then of course, save that 15% off your first month. Again, any questions, feel free to drop them down in the comment section. I'll try to answer as many as I can. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you leave this video a like, share it out to some friends that are also resellers that have been talking about cross-listing their items and growing their business in 2025. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you on the next video.